ever see him again? I kept asking that question as I lay in my bed, crying, as depressing thoughts raced through my head. I thought, I'm not important. It's all my fault. I'm a burden. He forgot my 6th birthday. I felt sad, furious, and rejected. I knew my mom and dad were separated, but at least a call or even just a message would be enough. It had been months since I had seen him, and I started to wonder if I would ever see him again. I still don't know if I ever will. Thankfully, whenever I felt this way, my mom would listen and support me. 2 months later, my beautiful baby sister, Elidia, was born. I was in the hospital room with my mom and older sisters doing word search puzzles when I started to feel restless. My mom suddenly reached into her maternity bag and gave me a blue notebook. So I hopped onto the bed, threw my arms around her, and said, "Thank you, Mama." I rushed to get my crayons out of my backpack to draw. And then she said, "Eliana, this is a special place to write about your feelings." Mommy explained that although she wanted to spend time with me, she was in recovery and caring for a newborn baby on her own, so we couldn't have long talks like we used to. And now, my sisters had to pretty much help with everything around the house. So, she taught me that we can talk to our notebooks the same way we talk to a person. And doing this helps us understand our feelings. This is called journaling. But before I wrote my first entry, Mama shared a few tips that were really helpful to get me started. 1, you can share anything with your journal. Sad, mad, happy, scared, or hurt. 2, you don't have to scratch what you wrote because nothing you write is wrong. You just keep writing. 3, journaling is better when you go slow to process your emotions and clear your mind. 4, allow yourself to cry if you feel like it. 5, you can even ask your journal questions and the answers will come up so you can write them. After this helpful explanation, I started to write. Little did I know, this moment would change my life forever. I wrote about how sad, angry, frustrated, and confused I had been feeling. It was hard at first, but eventually it felt like I was talking to someone who could keep 1,000,000,000 secrets and understand everything I meant. As I continued to fill up the notebook, I noticed I was feeling calmer. Not only was I learning to forgive, but I started to focus on people and things I had and that brought me happiness, rather than only focusing on people and things that were missing or memories that brought me down. I realized how fortunate I was to have my mom, my 3 sisters, and my 2 tabby cats. That's all I needed. I'm 12 now, so I've been journaling for half of my life. I've gone through a ton of journals, from plain notebooks to fancy fuzzy diaries with a key, to even creating my own. These days, I'm more consistent and more creative too. I add drawings that resemble my feelings onto the pages I write on. I write poems and songs in my journal. I also add stickers on the first and last pages of the journal, so when I open it, I see positive messages. And when I'm super duper excited, I write in all caps. Have you ever done that? I've also learned so much about how journaling can help us express our emotions. For example, my mom and I were watching a clip where the host of the Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood TV show said, "Anything that's human is mentionable. and anything that's mentionable can be more manageable. This means that we can talk about anything that we feel, no matter our age, and that when we write or talk about it in a safe space, we can live through it. I also read an article from Colorado State University Global that says, recording your thoughts on paper is the first step toward truly knowing your feelings, motives, and desires. As I like to say, journaling helps us be super powerful because when we journal, we can activate the superpowers inside of us that help us feel better and be better. When I talk about superpowers, I don't mean telekinesis, super strength, invisibility, teleportation, or the Force. Dun 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 dun. No, the real superpowers I'm talking about are qualities we are born with that help us be our true self and save the world. The 12 superpowers I discovered are generosity, compassion, courage, curiosity, creativity, purpose, faith, authenticity, autonomy, intuition, emotion, and connection. But we can't use our superpowers when we are experiencing SAD. You might have heard SAD as seasonal affective disorder, but SAD is also my own acronym that stands for stress, anxiety, and depression. Stress is what we feel when we are facing challenges and life feels like a lot. A little bit of stress is okay, but too much is unhealthy for us. Anxiety is when our worry gets out of control. Anxiety causes thoughts, kind of like warnings, that tells us something needs our attention. Depression is a really deep sadness that stops us from being able to do the activities we'd normally do. I've experienced stress, anxiety, and depression all throughout my life. But I'm not the only one. The World Health Organization says that in 2019, the exact year that I turned 6 and my little sister was born, 970 million people globally were living with a mental illness, with anxiety and depression the most common. SAD can cause our brain and body to work more slowly, have many emotions that feel bad, and be less healthy. When we are experiencing SAD, we limit our opportunities to learn, grow, or serve. We can't be the super powerful selves we are meant to be. And that's a tragedy, don't you think? The way I see it, it's like our brain is a glass of water. And when we are going through SAD, the glass is overflowing. However, when we journal, we take a spoon and scoop out a small amount of that glass of thoughts. We spill them in the notebook. And our mental health improves, allowing us to relax, release, and regulate, which means guiding our emotions so we can feel better. And my favorite thing about journaling, you can go from feeling stress, anxiety, and depression into feeling super powerful and destined for greatness. Yes, another type of SAD. Here are some steps that can help. 1, activate. Explore your emotion superpower. Like all superpowers, sometimes it's easy to activate and sometimes it takes more work. But each one of us has access to it. 2, practice. Practice your emotion superpower by journaling. It can be every Friday, once a day, or even 3 times a day. What works for you? 3, harness. Once you harness your emotion superpower, you can use it daily for good. And you can journal whenever you want. I try to write as often as I can in my journal. I can write about the past and can even reference past entries. I add the month and year so I remember when I wrote it from when I read it again. Because I write in my journal, I am happier, more peaceful, and can activate my superpowers to empower myself and others. That's why I'm here on my superhero mission to help you find your superpowers so you can use them when you're going through a hard time and when you want to make your dreams come true. I invite you to take the time to write about your emotions and experiences. Don't worry about the word count. As you write your first entry, you will start your own superhero journey to discover your true self and change the world.